All right. Welcome back, everybody. We are now on part 13 of the Elden Ring All Bosses walkthrough. Last episode, we covered all of the western half of Altus Plateau, and today we're going to be covering the eastern side of it, which we'll be able to grab the map marker here right away. So, this technically, this area is called Lanedale, but I'm reserving an entire episode for this portion of Lanedale being actually in the capital itself, since it is a very large legacy dungeon. There is a lot to do in there, so for brevity's sake, I'm just calling this East Altus Plateau. And even though area-wise it is much smaller than what we've got going on in the west, there's still a bunch of bosses and a lot of things to do over here. So that is why we've got a whole separate episode for it. So starting off right away, we're going to pick up these golden seeds. And then we're going to start by coming over here to the south. We're actually going to find a ulcerated tree spirit. That's going to drop a golden seed when defeated. It's going to be right here in this little encampment. Boom. I don't know how that hit us. Okay. Ouch. Nice stagger. Oof. And there we go. It should drop that golden seed for us. Perfect. Then we can open this chest here as well. Okay. We're gonna make our way up towards this church. One of these days I might get over this cold. I don't know when, but maybe. Oh, I just realized. Hold on. Ow. Hello? Where did you come from? I had no clue there were tree guardians up here. Interesting. Alright, so no sacred tier in here. This isn't a Church America, so not able to pick anything up like that. But there was that cookbook, and then the Golden Order seal, which, as the name kind of implies, you'll see boosts any Golden Order incantations. Fundamentalist incantations is what they're called. So if you're doing an incantation build and you want to focus on those ones, definitely the seal you want to use. Alright, let's fast travel back down here. And now we're going to make our way east, down into this little ravine. I guess this is technically part of the moat of Lanedale. Now you are able to go through that northern side over there, but honestly couldn't tell you what's actually over there. There's no key items or anything like that, but as always, please explore as much as you want to. It's the beauty of this game. There's a lot to do. But if we come over here to the south, there is a cave that we can go through, or a tunnel, I guess I should say. Alright, so, oh, not that one, over here. There's an illusory wall for us to go through. Oh, hi, dude. Alright, before you go over there to the right, it's smart to come up here because there's... Oh, wait, never mind. There's just a golden rune. Okay, I could have sworn there used to be an enemy up here waiting for you. Or some vulgar militiamen, though. Smithing Stone, Miner's Bell Bearing 2. Alright. Ooh, golden-eyed one with some more runes here. Another golden-eyed one. I feel like we're finding golden-eye enemies like all the time lately. Not really sure what's going on with that. Alright, and then next illusory wall should be right here. No? Is it here? There we go. Alright, let's send this elevator down. Alright. Now, this one is a little bit different. You can see, I don't know how I got in here. What in the... I'm going to say that was planned. You'll see there's some tree roots going down as opposed to the typical, little walls and alcoves that you would drop down. Ooh. Ooh. Don't kill me. Okay, good. Alright, and then past here is another illusory wall. And of course another one. Alright, oh, you know what? Okay, last episode I was talking about how there was, in this cave, in the Perfumer's Grotto, you could see a baby Astel, like, shooting rocks at you from the other side, and I thought... the other side of another cave, and I thought it was Altus Tunnel, but I believe it's the one that we're in right now, the sealed tunnel. So if you come over to this part and drop down here, there we go, and then come through this doorway. This is where that is. Past this illusory wall, anyway. Whoop. Oh, wait, no? Maybe I just don't know anything about Elden Ring. I could have sworn it was right here. Huh. Alright, well, maybe it's down below or something. I don't know. We'll find out. I could have sworn it was this one. Alright, now you can see there's a ladder going down from where we originally were. Down there are some abductor virgins. I hate fighting those things, so we're not going to go down there by choice. But if you want, just make sure you try to bring this abductor virgin over to that statue right there for it to attack it and break it open. You can get the item in it. But, oh, I think we actually do have to go down there because you'll come here and this will be a blocked portion. Oh, no, we can get past right here. Very cool. Alright, watch out for the exploding. Wow, that's a wide radius. Alright, a bunch of these guys over here. Hello. Alright. Ah! Okay, another illusory wall there. come down here and grab some smithing stones. Perfect. Okay, we've now made it to the boss. Which I can't remember what it is in here. It might be an Onyx Lord since there's nothing in here. Yep, sure enough. Ah! Ah! Nope. No. Ow. Oh. Man, he keeps getting me with that sidestep. There's the bleed proc. Bam! Dunzo. Alright, now we are able to go through this portion, which leads us to a divine tower. This one is attached to Rykard, so we won't be able to actually go in until we get Rykard's Great Rune. You can see if you go up to the door. Oh, it is tightly blocked shut. At least I believe this is Rykard's. Yeah, I think that's right. So, yeah, there you go. Seal tunnel complete, and now we have that site of grace for this divine tower once we beat Rykard and can easily come back to it. And yeah, so we'll head back to the outer wall phantom tree and start making our way towards Leyndell. Now, as you get about halfway up this stairway, a gargoyle is going to come flying down out of nowhere and attack you. We're going to come off to the right here because it's going to go right through the middle. You can see him right there. Boom. Ooh. Ouch. Nice whiff. Nice. Ouch, dude. Come on. Leave me alone for half a second. What in the delayed attacks, my guy? I've never been particularly good at fighting gargoyles, that is for sure. There's the stagger. That should finish him off. Oh. We get his Great Axe as the reward. Alright, continuing on. There's going to be a couple more golden seeds up here that we can grab. There is a finger reader here if you want some lore dialogue. And then up there you would think is the actual entryway to Leyndell. However, those doors are closed. There's just a bunch of minor enemies up there. So, not really anything up there worth getting. Alright. Now, as we're coming up here, you'll see that nobleman, or whatever you want to call them, right up there, servant. This thing is going to transform into Margit. So just heads up, you're going to hear some Margit dialogue as we get close. Boom. don't know about that one, Chief. Ouch. Oh my gosh. We have like 1 HP right now. Man, we were kicking his butt and then almost died. And there you go. Our reward for killing him is the Viridian Amber Medallion +1. So if you want some even more max stamina, definitely a good talisman there. Alright, and then we've made it to the northern gate of Leyndell. So if you remember, this is where all those catapults are and everything. So if you decided to come in this way, that's where you would end up, is just right here. And then we've got our next site of grace right here. We've got some runes to spend on a level. We can also upgrade our flask again. Perfect. Now at level 81. And we'll continue moving forward. Alright, as we get to this point, there are 3 different directions we can go. We can go straight, right, or to the left. We're going to start by coming over here to the left. There's going to be a shack over here with a merchant. And if we advance time to nighttime, there's also a bell-bearing hunter that spawns over at the shack. So, oh, by the way, these flying skeleton dudes, the absolute worst. All that smoke does continual tick damage, and they can just totally annihilate you. I think we're going to use a Rune Arc too. Missing out on that HP. Speaking of Rune Arcs, thank you. And not really anything else this guy has, unless you are really into archery. Alright, now the Sentry's Torch. This is important. On the last episode, towards the very beginning, when we got to the old Altus Tunnel. No, not that one. Which the Sage's Cave. There's a Black Knife Assassin in there who's invisible. The way we fought him was just by, fought her, is just by tracking her, steps through the water in that boss arena. However, if you don't want to deal with that, this torch is what will reveal her. So if you just have it in your offhand, she'll show up fully. You won't have to worry about fighting her while she's invisible. So, very, very good. Alright, let's go ahead and rest up, advance time, and take out this bell-bearing hunter. As a reminder, whenever you're trying to get them to spawn, you have to advance time, get it to nighttime, stand back up, and then rest again, and then the merchant should be gone, which will be an indication that the hunter is about to spawn in. You get plenty of hits in there to start. You should get a free stagger just like that. I think we were doing really good up to that point. That grab is so delayed, and it always trips me up. I gotta remember how delayed that is. Boom, there we go. Bell-bearing hunter down. Our reward will be, runes and another somber bell-bearing. Not a somber one, but another bell-bearing. Rest up real quick, and then we're not going to advance the time because there's another nighttime boss up here with a Deathbird. Not a Deathrite, so we should be able to take him out fairly easy. One of the tricky parts about this one, though, is there's a bunch of snails around in this fight, so we're going to try to take them out, make sure they don't become a nuisance during the fight. As we get close here, it should start spawning in. Maybe we're outside of its spawn point here. Oh wait, no, it's further up, that's why. I always get that mixed up. It's right over here, with all these snails up here. Ouch. Oh, friendly fire. That's good. See, just like the rolling around is so obnoxious. Perfect. He did a good chunk of that work for us. Dodge backwards. Beautiful. Stagger. Riposte. Ooh, watch out for that death blight. And slam. Ooh. There we go. Alright, over here is a crystal tier, I believe. Yes, the Warden crystal tier. And if we come down over here, watch for these skeletons are going to drop down. We are now going to make our way towards the east. Alright, so our goal is making our way all the way east there to get to the entrance of Leyndell. However, there are quite a few things that we can do before we make our way over there. By the way, going over to where we're supposed to go, there are two guardian golems with bows that are shooting at you, so just be careful. Right behind this omen is a couple of crystal tiers we're going to pick up real quick. You can see just enemies getting absolutely wrecked by the guardian golems up there. Alright, now that we've got those crystal tiers, we're now going to make our way down into this side of the moat. Whoa! I didn't know they could shoot down here. Alright, if we come over this way, we'll meet our nice friend Boggart, who has moved away from his shack over in Liurnia.
What are you looking at? Oh, you again, is it? Perfect bloody timing, actually. I got crab, cooked up fresh.
Alright, so now we're able to buy boiled crab from him, which is basically an upgraded version of the boiled prawn. So, and it's the same cost, so he's such a good guy helping us out. But we're going to hit this dialogue prompt of "You should probably know."
Hey, there's something I should probably tell you. You heard of the Dung Eater? He's a madman. Has it out for everyone. Curses them. Goes round in his rank armor and all. You see him though. Stay, well, away. I was in the same jail as him once, so I know firsthand. He's a god-forsaken monster. Not just some petty dog like me. He's a killer. kills people, and curses the souls, does all sort of shit to the corpses, to keep them cursed forever. I ain't seen nothing more disgusting in all my years. I ain't never been more scared neither. Rooted to the bloody spot while he did that to my friend.
So,
With a taste for, you've got a real thing here.
yeah, Boggart's like, dude, don't go near the Dung Eater. He's really nasty, dude. And their quest lines are kind of gonna cross each other at some point. So, yeah, that's all we need to do with him for now. If we keep making our way through the moat to the east over here, there are 2 different mini dungeons. One of them is a hero's grave, just over here to the right side. Watch out for these bears. There's also a room bear up there to the north. Be very careful. However, there is a statue with an item right here, so if you are going to fight it, try to lure it over here to grab that. But yeah, right here is the hero's grave that we'll do first. How many stone sword keys do we have? 6. Okay. Alright. Watch out for the basilisks in here. Do not get that death blight. Uh-oh, we might be dead. Ooh, jeez. I got way up there. Alright. This is a normal hero's grave here, so meaning that we've just got those chariots to worry about. They're going to spawn in. These are ones that you can destroy, though. I'll show you how. How? Let him. Oh, that was great timing on my part. Now we'll let him come back down and then go back up again. Okay, there we go. Alright, now as you get to this point, you'll see, well, we're kind of stuck. We have one chariot behind us and one in front of us. Where exactly we're supposed to go? Well, we're going to drop down over to the sides here. Because there's no way of getting past this one right here. So, we'll walk over, grab this item, and then drop down. I believe there's... Oh, there's not an enemy down here. Ah, there we go. Basilisks again. Ambushing you. No, don't spray. There we go. Alright, then we'll make our way over here. Another one. Yeah. I think I've played so many randomizers at this point that, like, these guys are above ground. Whatever enemy replaces them, that's why I'm thinking that they were different. Stop. There we go. And they are all over in here. Okay. Now in this area we're going to have 2 chariots going up and down. This is going to be a pretty wide hallway. And there's a couple of these alcoves that we can go into. Stone sword key, awesome. Uh-oh. Whoop. Alright, let that guy run past. They just bumped into each other. Did you see that? Alright, then if you make your way back over here, this is where the other one was, just going like up and down. good thing about having these two here is it makes it pretty easy to get past them, because you just got to be a little patient is all. I get ambushed by freaking skeletons. Gosh. Alright, hopefully this chariot will come back up and finish this guy off. Maybe? Yes, cool. Alright, wait for him to go back down. Go. Just dodge and weave as we're going. Okay. We got another safe spot right here in between these two. So again, it's a similar problem to before. Like, okay, we got nowhere to go. Oh shoot! What the heck? How did that hit me? Alright, well, and also the boss door is up there, and we can't open it right now because we gotta go find the switch. So what we do is this corpse kind of leads you right where you need to go. Just drop down here. It's very precarious, so don't be mad if you die. It's very understandable if you do. Yeah, we just want to be very careful as we're making our way over here. Drop down onto this. Perfect. Cool. No. Alright. This ladder should take us back to where the two were alternating between each other. So we'll go back to the same spot of where that corpse was and drop off a ledge, but instead of going where we went, we're going to go the opposite way. Okay, so let this one go back up. Perfect. Drop down. Alright, and then we're going to go down onto these lower beams here. Boom. Alright. That skeleton was nice. It wasn't throwing anything at us for some reason. Alright, and now we'll climb up this ladder. And there will be some mechanisms for us to mess around with here pretty soon. This is a brand new area now. Okay, so we're gonna wait. It's gonna go up. We're gonna wait for him to come back down. Then we're gonna run all the way up to the top there. And then over here to the right. And we're going to activate this. Now you do want to be careful because now it's going to spew fire out towards where that chariot is, so be very careful before you leave. There we go. We're not going to make it. Oh, wow, it did knock us down. That was really good. Alright, go back up. And come over here to the left. Right down here is an omen. Want to make sure we're not going to get ambushed by anything. Okay. Perfect. And we get the Crucible Feather Talisman right behind him. Alright, and an elevator for us to take. We're also going to activate this one. Or is that? No, that's the same one. Hold on. I'm trying to remember. By activating that thing a certain way, these chariots are going to start getting destroyed. And once it's done properly, you should get like an item drop to let you know. Actually, I think we want to keep it this way. Yeah, because that's what happens. So it spawns in like another one as you get close to here, and they're just gonna like crush into each other. And your reward is the Tree Sentinel armor set. So super cool. And now you can safely traverse through here without having to worry about those chariots. Alright, and then we can open the door and take out the boss. Ignore the skeletons. Alright. Crucible Knight Duo. So at this point, this is the first time that we have found an actual spear version of the Crucible Knights. There was the Spirit Caller Snail, but you actually don't end up needing to fight that thing at all. I love this duo fight because I love Tree Sentinels, but by all means, like if you need a summon, Spirit Ashes or whatever, like do it, because this is definitely a very, very difficult fight. Otherwise, if you want to take on the challenge of, 1v2 here, just got to be extremely patient, wait for the good openings. Don't get greedy. Boom. Slash, slash. And try to not turn your back to the knights as much as possible. Ouch. See, just like that. Whoop. Watch out for that. It's a ranged attack. Ouch. Another ranged attack. Oh, that was almost terrible timing. Uh-oh. Okay, we're good. Watch the tail. Oh, we didn't do the tail. Man. See, you lose track of one of them, and it can be very easy to just get blindsided by an attack. Alright, watch the shield bash. Uh-oh. Okay, we're still good. Watch the range. And slam. Oh, that after effect got me. Oof. Boom. Swipe, swipe. Watch the range. Nice. Perfect. Okay, one down. Now it's just a 1v1 fight against the spear version. Perfect. The spear version's not having a shield, it's a lot easier to be more aggressive with them. Alright, this one's a little delayed. Oof. Watch out. And roll. Oh, he almost tried to get us with the grab there. Not today, bro. And finish. Boom! I love that fight. I think it is extremely fun. And your reward is the full Crucible Knight set. At least for like the spear, the sword and shield version. Everything but the shield will be able to find not too far from now for where we're going in this playthrough. So, yeah, there you go. Hero's Grave completed. And we just got one, I think it's the Catacombs that's north of here to complete. And then one last boss, and we are into Leyndell. Alright. So we'll get on Torrent real quick and go straight north while also avoiding the Rune Bear that's right there. Perfect. And then, yep, straight over to the entrance to these catacombs. Oh, the Ariza side tomb. Shoot, this place confuses the crap out of me. Just forewarning. So the mechanic of this place is there's a bunch of like chests that will teleport you to different places, and it can be extremely confusing as to where you're supposed to go. Alright. We'll see if I can remember this time. Probably not. We'll probably have to do a bunch of going back and forth on things, but we'll see. Alright, first teleporting chest is right here. Alright, so you can see the switch to open the boss room just right over there. However, getting there is much easier said than done. Okay. Now in this room, you'll see there's an imp right up there throwing lightning pots at us, and you can see an item in a chest on the other side of that gate. It's important to remember patterns and like enemy placements while you're in here to get a good indication of which version of the tomb you're in, because basically you're going between two like parallel versions of this tomb and trying to find the right way into towards the end. There's an illusory wall right here with another chest down here, and I'll just show you. If we go, luckily these imps don't respawn when you like teleport away, so you don't have to worry about that. That would really suck. Okay, so now you'll see we're on the other side of that gate. A couple of big boys in here. No. And you'll see there's still the imp throwing lightning pots at us. Alright, so cookbook, a couple of cracked pots in here. Now we'll make our way back to where we came from. You should see the corpse of that imp that we killed just barely. And we're going to come over to where this illusory wall was. Watch for an ambush. Yep, exploding pots. Come on. And we're going to open this one. Okay, now as we're up here, you'll again look over to where we opened that chest. You'll see, wait a minute, there's no corpse of that imp that we killed before. How odd. We'll send that guy down, grab this item. Alright. Now, as we go up through this place, you're thinking, okay, in this room, there should be the lever that opens the boss door, so we've made it. Well, no. There's actually a fanged imp here. We've been duped. We've been bamboozled. So this is why I'm saying, like, there's two alternate versions of this tomb that we're traversing through. You'll see, oh, the imps down here that we killed, no corpses. If you come up here, originally this would take us to that chest that we came out of, but now there's no chest, and there instead is a big warrior jar. Oh, exploding pot, watch out, watch out. Alright. So now the trick is, okay, where do I get to the correct version to be able to activate the switch? And this is where I always have a hard time. Okay. So let's start by going down into this one. Okay, so see, this is the original version of the tomb because these guys are still alive up here. If you look over to that other chest from before, you'll see the corpse of that other imp that we killed. If we come over here, instead of the staircase that leads us into the next room, there's a ladder. With yet another chest. This takes us back to where we started. So this is the very beginning of the catacombs. However, this is the second version of it, so there's no entrance there. Instead, there's an item in this warrior jar. Ooh, hello. if we look over this window, we'll see, oh, yep, sure enough, this is where we killed that imp from before. So now, actually, I don't think we want to go in that chest. I think what we want to do is jump down into here. And go open this chest. Perfect. Yep. So, whole new room here. Some more pots to grab. Oops. And then we'll want to go up this ladder. Alright, we have found the switch. And now we can head straight towards the boss. So that actually worked out perfectly. I think that is the best I've ever done doing this tomb before. Usually I get really lost, but yeah, we managed to do it without having to do any backtracking or second guessing, so that was excellent. Alright, and then I can't remember who the boss is of this area. Grave Warden Duelist with some Warrior Jar buddies. Ouch. And there we go. Awesome. That went perfectly. So there you go. Perfect guide of how to complete this tomb. It's only taken me 700 hours of playing this game to figure out how to do that correctly. Alright, so that is pretty much it for the bosses, except for one final one that will let us get into Leyndell. We're going to go to the Outer Wall Battleground Site of Grace, make our way past the Guardian Golems, the Guardian Golem Archers, and then take on a Tree Sentinel. However, this is a different version of a Tree Sentinel, called the Draconic Tree Sentinel. So very similar moveset, however this one has a bunch of fire and lightning attacks now. Definitely much more difficult than your typical Tree Sentinel. So alright, so as we're coming along this way, we're gonna just basically hug the left side. Try to avoid those golems as much as possible. Ooh. Okay, now right here, if you've been progressing Millicent's questline, her gold summon sign is going to show up right here. So if you want some help with the Tree Sentinel, by all means, summon her. And then he's just right here. Ouch. You'll see the horse itself breathes fire, and then the Tree Sentinel will have lightning attacks in phase 2. Here we go. Phase 2 started. Ouch. Woo. Boom. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought we were dead. Boom. Oh, what? Boom. Fire. Man, that one's so delayed. Dude. There we go, and donezo. Alright, we get the Great Claw and Shield that he wields as a reward. And we have now made it into Leyndell. Now, just a heads up, if you didn't have 2 great runes up to this point, this doorway up here past the Site of Grace would be sealed off. You wouldn't be able to go through it. But we have 3 great runes at this point, so that's why we're able to access it, just as a heads up there. Alright, perfect. Well, that is it for the eastern half of Leyndell. So, obviously a much smaller area than the western part, but if I had included all of this in one episode, it would have been a very, very long episode, and I didn't want to do that. So, it's not going to be for a little bit until we head into Leyndell itself. There are like 3 different areas we're actually going to clear out first before heading into here. So, just a heads up, you might have to wait a while if you're looking to get the Leyndell walkthrough right now. It will take me a little bit to get there. Next episode, we are going to be heading to this marker, the Starfall Crater. If you remember when we beat Radon, meteor came crashing down, and Blythe told us, like, hey, like, meet me in where the crater is, and we'll go to Nokron. And then we talked to EG, and he imprisoned him because he's like, no, Blythe can't go with you. So next episode is going to be going to Nokron and completing a large portion of Ronnie's quest, and there's going to be quite a few bosses down there as well. And then the episode after that, we'll be going into an area past that part of Nokron, and there's going to be a Remembrance boss down there that we'll be fighting. And then after that, we're going to be taking on Mount Gelmir and Volcano Manor, which will be 2 separate episodes on their own, and then we will finally come back to Leyndell after that. So, got a lot to do. Looking forward to it. Some of these areas are amazing and have some of my favorite bosses in them, so definitely looking forward to doing that. But yeah, so that's it for this episode. If you found yourself watching this, please like and subscribe. Helps out a ton. But that is it for this episode. We will see you next time.